Well, here it is, voting day. June 2nd, Tuesday, 2026. Right now it's about, 2:37 in the afternoon, West Coast time, and yes, I still have the ball and chain with me. So I was trying to slowly keep up with stuff and not get myself driven crazy at this point. We're still going over Trump's plans on using the United States Postal Service to limit people from using mail-in voting, Democrats basically, blue states, in order to control the mail, actually to control the ballots when it comes down for the midterms. Who's going to get the right ballots and who's not going to get the ballots, who's not going to be voting correctly, who's going to be listed. He wants lists, he wants names. He wants to control how his party is going to be controlling everything through the United States Postal Service. And we've got lawsuits happening in that one. Is it going to be effective June 2nd? I hope not. What this means is people who wish to do the mail-in voting in order to get ahead on their particular candidate to gain office. It's a way of manipulating the system one way or another. Say, for example, if I was a Trumper and I wanted my party to rule, I would vote. But as a Trumper, I would vote in person. Now, the thing is, a Trumper would say, well, the election's rigged. You can only vote, you can only show the proper ID, and you only go to your voting place. Alright guys, I'm going to take you on a trip again. If you've been watching my videos for a hell of a long while, you know when I say this one, you know where you're going to go. To the map of whatever app you have. For me, it's Google Maps. Let's go exploring. Type in your search engines for Antelope Valley, California, and you will see the wedge. That nice desert white area, almost bleach blonde, no, basically sandy color. On the east side of the wedge, that'd be Edwards Air Force Base. And the town that will be bordering it on the west side of it, on that sandy edge, well, that's home. That's Rosamond, California. In the city of Pauldale and Lancaster, they have multiple areas for people to go to. Lots of precincts, and that's LA County. This is the tail end of Kern County, California. Yeah, the armpit of the Antelope Valley. Anyway. Getting back to dear old Rosamond, I'm going to show you just two places. Now, you see the 14th freeway running north and south? Heads up to Mojave and then goes to different places, splits over to Tehachapi, and the other one goes to other freeways on the right-hand side. And you see the 14th freeway going south into the mountain ranges, through it, and into the San Fernando Valley. Well, it hooks up in there anyway. But in our town of Rosamond, it splits our town in half. Now, you heard about the expression of on the other side of the tracks. If you grew up hearing stories from your grandmother and your mother and they talked about being on the wrong side of the tracks, I'm going to show you how it is in this particular place. Not about race, it's about economics, and it's about whether or not you can afford or can't afford. If you're low rent or you got the money for it. So let's show you the 14th freeway. Put that in the middle of the screen, guys. Make it like that. And go straight towards Rosamond. Keep focusing until you see that Rosamond area. You see some communities here. Now, you'll stop at a point where the edge of the desert is going to be on your right hand side. Just almost as a little bit of a column there. So you get to see those nice little housing projects. On the east side of it, close to Edwards, You see how compact they are and kind of stretched downwards a bit. Trailer homes and lots of desert region there. But in that area, long-term housing. People have had homes for years, for decades. But there's also trailer homes for rent, and a couple of apartment units that are still having issues. And I've talked about it before in my videos about this one. I'll deal with it a little bit later on this one. I just want to show you something. There's one street called Roseman Boulevard. That is the main drag for this entire town, named after the town. And it extends 4 miles on the west side, well past the 14, and on the east side goes straight towards Edwards Air Force Base. There's also a street called Sierra Highway, which also extends from the 14 freeway all the way into the San Fernando Valley area. You'll notice that the housing on the left-hand side, the west side, also compacted, congested, but that's also new housing. Been there for about 20 years or more. We've got new communities being built, or planned on anyway. And in this area, the only place that you can vote for that big swath of people living in there, scattered as they are, there's only one place, their library. It is on Roseman Boulevard and I believe 20th or 30th west side. You happen to find it right by fire station, police station, and across the street from Dollar General or General Dollar or something like that. But they do have a bit of desert on the east side of it and south side of it. So just kindly scroll into that area where you see it. If you want to use a landmark, there is a middle school on the far west of it. We're a very large community when it comes down for acreage. That's about it. That's a lot of housing area, I'll tell you that much. Change the landmarks a bit. Change the landmarks. Shopping center right next to the 14th freeway on the west side of it. Right next to the 14th freeway, you'll probably see restaurant icons. That'll be a landmark, and then across from that is a school, or high school. Okay, about 3 or 4 blocks up. The library is on the northeast section of Roseman Boulevard, and let's get that street name there, guys. There it goes. Stevenson Street. Cool. Stevenson and 35th. Okay, cool. We're in the territory. So it's on the corner. But that's their polling place. Widen the shot again. That's their polling place for everything on the west side of the 14th freeway. East side of the 14th freeway. Now we're going into a street called 20th. And this goes from Roseman Boulevard all the way down to Avenue A. All the way, a long way. And along this area at the bottom of A is the casino and steak place. Call it Diamond Jim's. I've heard it was good steaks, but I've never been there before. Too ritzy and too expensive for my taste, but people go over there and have a nice time. But this is a thoroughfare. In this particular thoroughfare, intersection, they have a senior center. It's called Hummel. So if we go over to the 14 freeway again and Roseman Boulevard, count maybe 2 or 3 blocks on the east to 20th. Head straight down. You see how angled that their streets are on one side, on the east side. You keep going down until there's this place right on Orange Street and 20th on the east side. Small little building, isn't it? But that's their senior center for us old farts and older than that, who would hang out and do stuff, eat stuff, and generally not be bored. While there's a lot of residential areas, I said before. This is one of their transportation hubs, and this is their voting area. It's basically a community center run by the county. But this is the only polling place we have. Now let's head back to the street again of Roseman Boulevard. Head towards the edge of Edwards Air Force Base on right by United. You'll see an apartment complex. Upper side, northwest. In that area, at one time, for several years, when I moved into this place, about nearly a decade ago, they had a polling place on the property in their community center, allowed, where people in this particular section of Roseman, all the people in the upper regions, and a little bit south of it, they would come to vote in that particular territory. But unfortunately, because politics, they took it out. So now the only thing we would have to do is mail-in ballots. I put out, about a month ago, videos. I posted them back up again. And it's what I got for this particular registration. I put in my candidates for the governorship. And trust me, they had about 30 or more in that paper. So 2 videos. One for the voting and the other one just for putting into the ballot mailbox. Now here's the thing what Trump's trying to do. He's trying to limit my access to it. Now, let's throw a race in. I'm white. I'm Protestant. I'm Christian. I have European ancestors. Therefore, would I be allowed to vote? Unless there is one thing preventing me. Politics. My affiliation is with the Democratic Party. I'm a lifer. My family had been, but we had, well, mother signed up for Republican, but she still voted Democrat. My brother was a lifer Dem. So we got most material from Republican, Independent, and Democrat just to see what was going on. Because my family had passed away a long time ago, I no longer get that stuff anymore. They rest in ashes in urns. And I put out my videos because ever since they took out the polling place, I vote. Now, I'm disabled. Bad back, bad body, dealing with an ulcer and healed up, and I gotta get this damn thing taken care of about a week or 2 from now. Debridement not fun, especially when they dig into your skin and just to get, they got dead skin to let the new skin grow. Anyway, but because of that, it would be kind of hard for me to get over there unless I used their private transportation, well actually their government transportation they have in Kern County called Kern Transit. Kern Transit runs community lines between the satellite communities. Let me show you. It's going to be a long video. Widen the shot till you see Edwards on your right hand side. Put Rosamond almost right in the middle, but then widen the shot further where you see the wedge. You see the arrowhead. Look at the names that we have on here. For Kern, it goes all the way as far as Boron, east side, closer to the 395 freeway. It goes north and south. Ridgecrest, somewhere in there. Got Mojave. Got California City. Where the hell is Ridgecrest again? Right in there somewhere. Ridgecrest is in the external edge of the Riverside Territory. And I'm just trying to see. Let's see, I got Kramer Junction. Boron, Desert Lake. Where the hell? I know we had an earthquake at one time. There's Boron with a Boron area doing borax. There's Fremont. But there's a community right in front of my face. There's Cal City. And I don't want Cal City. I want Ridgecrest. Where it be Ridgecrest. That is the upper edge. The very upper edge of the political area I seek. So it's not southern area either. So let me go. Type in the Google search. Ridgecrest, California. Okay, so now at least I know where that's at. So here we are in Ridgecrest. Where the hell are we at? China Lake area. How about that? Next to the external. Holy crap. They had an earthquake several years ago up there on July 4th. Hell of a bicentennial freak out by having a six-pointer visit their neighborhood. And believe me, a lot of people hated that. They really did. So I'm going, oh, this is close to China Lake anyway. China Lake Air Station. How about that? Wowzers. I get to see China Lake, and then there's an air station up here. And this is the extent of Ridgecrest up in Kern County. So I got to get a marker on this one. Where do I get a marker on this one? How about I do it at the Matarango Museum? We'll put a save on that one because I need to put it as favorites and I need a landmark. Okay, widen the shot. And keep widening the shot because I'm going to have my markers on this one. Boron. Let me get over to Boron. I need a marker for Boron. I got Kramer Junction. Okay, let's put Boron. Boron's a small community, doesn't have that much. It's even smaller than Rosamond. And doesn't have that much shopping and anything else. Here's the thing about this place. They have a mine. They are named after a mine. I am putting a save on that so I can locate it. And it's right by the freeways. So, cool. At least I have that saved. So now I can look at my markers. But this will show you it's either Rosamond, Kern County goes north to Ridgecrest. That's the edge of it, I think. Down below on the west side is California City. We have Mojave right above us. But I wanted those two areas just to show you where the stop off is. And the barrier between San Bernardino County and LA County. Yeah, I told you this is going to be a long one. Or shall we do a short one? Part 2 coming up. That being said for right now.